Sky is the limit. 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 Sky is the limit.
Tonight on Sky's the Limit, Nike shoot the Sundowns look for this season. From new kit to new coach, we spend time with Johan Neeskens. Journo Tata Moeng gives us her take on the Brazilians. And the road to first-team football is not an easy one. Just ask the under-19s. But first, Spider-Man goes from saving goals to setting them. The career of Brian Spider-Man Baloyi is well and truly documented in the history books, but it started from humble beginnings.
I think myself in particular, coming from Alex, was lucky that there's always been a couple of players coming from Alex playing in the pros, even from in the 70s and the 80s, you know. So we always had people to look up to. We always had people that played at pro level, and we'd go down to the stadium and watch them training there on their own. I think for many years, Alex has produced great players, international players, you know.
You know you've reached legendary status in SA football when the fans of the beautiful game decide to change your name. Brian was elevated from goalkeeper to superhero by the followers of Super Diski.
Some of the supporters back in the day at Kaizer Chiefs, they kind of decided they wanted to give me my own new nickname. They came up with Spider-Man. And when I asked one of the guys the reason was, he said, because the spiders, they build their webs in the goals, in the top corners. So the guy said that's why they came up with Spider-Man. Remember, at first I was not happy with the name. Just like any nickname, a lot of times you're always not happy with it, but I embraced it and I'm happy really. And it's not every player that comes into the game and you start not only your own legacy, but a nickname. I think in football, especially in South Africa with us, it's a very important thing as a player to have a nickname. Even us when we're younger, I mean, when we play, we always call ourselves with, you know, all different names. So I would say I'm happy that I was able to rewrite the history books and then have my own.
It's been 7 years since Rabubi signed for Sundowns.
It's been a roller coaster ride. There's ups and downs. The positives, they're far better than the downs, and I've had the greatest times here and been enjoying my football. I couldn't have had it any other way.
In 20 years of football, Baloyi has achieved almost everything in domestic soccer. He represented his country in the FIFA World Cup as well as CAF competitions. He's tasted PSL glory with Sundowns, but at 37, Spidey is no spring chicken.
The bones are really getting tired. The mind too. I'm one of the few lucky players that turned professional at an early age. I turned pro at 17. So now it's been 20 years as a pro, and football has been good to me. I've been lucky in the sense that I've never had career-threatening injuries. So I think that's one of the things that has kept me going, that has allowed me to be able to play for this long. You know, some people say goalkeepers play until they're 40 and all this. I say it's always different strokes for different folks. It doesn't mean we'll all play until we're 40. We didn't all turn pro at 17. Some of them turned pro in their 20s. But at 37, realistically, I feel I played my part. I feel it's about time I pass on the baton to the next generation. I've been preparing myself for the last couple of years, and I've been waiting for the signs. I believe I've seen enough. It's not easy. It hasn't been easy for me to come to that decision, really, to say, you know what, I've had enough. But realistically, I know that all good things come to an end at some point. I still want to play a big part within the game. As much as I'm nervous about going into the next phase, I'm excited. I think going forward, still being part of the club, I would really work towards helping the club, making sure that one day we realize the dream of winning the Champions League. I mean, just the other day I was sitting with friends and cousins that are like Chiefs fans, Pirates fans, and I was saying to them, what makes a great club? What makes a big club? And we came up with a whole lot of arguments, but I said to them, I mean, anywhere else in the world, great clubs are judged by winning the league. And I said to them, each and every club, like your Manchester's, your Barcelona, Madrid, so when they win the league, they'll tell you, they have it in their books that this is the 18th time, this is the 20th or 30th time. And I said, okay, now let's leave the other 20 years. Let's just start from when we got readmitted into international football from 91 to now. In 20 years, which club has won the league more? And they were just scratching their heads. And I said, Sundowns. Sundowns has won it 5 times, you know. And then clearly Sundowns is the big club. It was the most successful club in the country.
This big club has clearly chosen the right marketing manager.
So it's a very important role, something that I've been looking forward to, something that I've always wanted to do. So I'm very grateful that the club has given me the opportunity to do this. I think when I came to this club, one of the things that brought me to this club was that this club had potential to grow, to be bigger than any other brand in the country. I love this game. From when I was playing the game, I was a fan before I became a pro. I can be able to sit down and think like a fan, and again put my cap as a player as well. Together, if we are able to do that, we can be able to, you know, to take the club forward.
It's been an honor for me to work with Brian, because me and Brian played together. We were in the Bafana team together in the 90s. When Brian was an up-and-coming youngster, I played against him. So it's done a whole turn. I was back together with him as a coach. It's been an honor as he winds down his career. He's had a great career. He's a real legend of South African soccer. He's lived a clean life, set a great example to the kids. So he's done more than just perform on the field, which is very important nowadays. He's a big role model for the youngsters and just for the population in general. So yeah, Brian's contributed immensely to soccer on and off the field. And I know he's going to make a huge success of his life off the field. And I just want to wish him the best of luck. And it was an honor playing against him and to coach him.
Here's to plenty more years at Sundowns for the now bespoke-suited Spider-Man. Journalists and broadcasters are 2 very important ingredients to the soccer world. We spent some time with SuperSport presenter Tato Moeng, as well as the Breakfast with Thomas team, to get a behind-the-scenes look at their world and their lowdown on Sundowns.
Before welcoming West Brom to Stamford Bridge, first game kicks off on the 13th of August. Tato Moeng, Outlet Sports. It's very important not to be biased in sports journalism because people can see it, whether you like it or not. They actually can really see which team you favor. But it's also very important because my job is to tell the people out there what's going on behind those closed doors at those clubs. And I'm the one who has to tell it to them as clean as possible and as truthful and objective as I can. It's one of those things where it's a relationship. It's a win-win relationship for both. The teams and for the media. We need the teams to give us the stories, and the teams need us to actually take the stories out there.
I'm passionate about radio, period. Doesn't matter what radio station it is, I just love radio.
So, Thomas, what's it like working with Tato?
It's a different dynamic because we used to have a guy called Duran that works on the show, doing the sports. Now we've got Tato. And in the beginning we were like, oh, does she really know sports? Because as guys, we question ladies with sports, you know? And she's passionate about soccer.
There's no difference whatsoever. Just like a female nurse and a male nurse, female sports journalist and a male sports journalist, really the same. Journalists are journalists, I think. And sports is sports. You like it, you either don't like it.
And what are you liking about the PSL at the moment?
I thank God that SuperSport started broadcasting football games because it started looking beautiful. I've always believed that we've got the skill. It just wasn't being broadcast nicely. And then SuperSport came, 15 cameras at a game.
Your favorite Sundowns moment?
My favorite Sundowns game has to definitely be the Ajax game. That was a very, very nice game because I like the fact that Sundowns came back. It looked like they were down and out 4-1, but they came back and they proved to everyone that we're not down and out. And I think that's also the game that signals the return of Sundowns. That was the game that said to everybody else, don't count them out. They are still in the league to actually win it. So that was a very exciting game, and I really, really loved their comeback. It was absolutely amazing.
Which Sundowns players are key for you?
Franklin Kell has this thing. When he comes onto the field, he's like a power shot into the game. He's like that injection that you always need. He's always just there lurking on the sidelines, waiting to actually find the back of the net. And when he finds the back of the net, it's always going to be a scorcher of a goal. Nyesha has got this thing about him. It's the smile, you know.
That was dangerous, yeah.
And the innocence in Nyesha, but then that's the thing. Don't underestimate him. When he comes in front of the goalpost, watch out.
It's his pace, man. It's his balance. Like the way he turns. scares me every time he goes on. Yo.
And the nice thing about Neeskens is that there are games where he will score a triple, there are games where he'll score a brace, there are games where he'll score one goal. But he makes sure that every single game he puts in heart and he's so into it. And you can actually see that that guy actually wants to play in the PSL. He wants to be here. So it's very nice to see such passion in Neeskens and see how well he does in football.
Picks out Dominguez, that is 2-0, and that is Mamelodi Sundowns, still alive in the championship.
2010-2011 season has been by far the most exciting that I can remember. The log has never looked like that. Watching so many games at the same time, seeing the log actually change as you're watching the games.
Next season is going to be very interesting. It's going to be a very close race to the title. I'm talking about the title now, not specific competitions, because I think that's the most important thing.
And I'm actually quite interested to see who will take Sundowns on next season. Who will be their coach? I know that they've always liked bringing up 1 or 2 players from development. I also like to see 1 or 2 more again next season. I think it's always nice to put in new energy into Sundowns. Tips for Sundowns is that, guys, don't lose your heads. Keep the heads on the shoulders and go. You can run with it. You really can.
Thanks for your time and insight, guys. That Tata really has a face for TV. Gallagher Estate played host to a standing room only press conference to welcome the Brazilian's highly recommended and very experienced new Pathfinder.
It's my absolute honor and pleasure to introduce the new coach of Mamelodi Sundowns. His name is Johan Neeskens. Can you clap hands for him?
I'm very happy to be here. First of all, I want to thank the club that they brought me here, that they gave me the opportunity to work for the club. I went with the age of 18, I went signed for the club Ajax Amsterdam. We won 3 Europe Champions Leagues in a row. I made my debut for the national team, and well, in '74 it was my first World Championship with the Netherlands. And after that period I went signed for Barcelona and played together also with Johan Cruyff. I won as a player 10 prizes, so that's a lot. But to achieve that, it asked for a lot of work. Discipline, commitment, and also a winning mentality.
For us as Mamelodi Sundowns, the pattern of football that Barcelona plays is in line with the pattern of football that we are popular for, shoeshine and piano.
If I go to a different country, I have to adapt on the culture of that country. I don't want to change any things, only the way of working I do. But for the rest, I don't want to change anything what is against the culture of this club. I grew up playing football in a 4-3-3 system. I like to play attractive, attacking football. Of course, it's beautiful also as a player to play, because you play the game with a lot of 1-2 touches. We call it total football. Over here they know it also. Here they call it piano and shoeshine. I think we have the quality players to do that. So that is the philosophy that I want to make, that the people who are coming in the stands, that they enjoying watching the game the way it is played, and hopefully also with good results.
In every competition that we participate in, we don't only want to win, we want to win very well. Those expectations are no dissimilar from the ones we've made in the past.
Last year he was 4th in the league, but only 2 points behind the team that was champion. Then that gap was not too big. And you cannot reach something without discipline and working very hard. And that I expect not only for my team, but also for myself, for all my technical staff, for the medical staff, and also all the people who are working in the offices. Because we have to be one big family together with our fantastic fans.
Johan Cruyff is, of course, his history is not only premier football, but it's also his capacity to develop young talent. We're working with the Sundowns Academy, and the idea is to have really a world-class academy. Our main responsibility here from the Johan Cruyff Football Development Program is to bring in some youth coaches from Holland and from Spain, but also working with the local coaches and get out to the satellite towns to develop youth. And then ultimately our job is to make sure that Coach Neeskens has a look at 2 or 3 homegrown players to take a look at seriously for the first squad.
You need to combine the best in terms of the God-given talent, which is unique, which we have to develop, with the most advanced methodologies in the world in terms of young children from a young age doing the basics and the technical part of football correct.
from the youth academy on to the first team, everybody should play the same system. And these players, when you play this team, nothing is new, because they start learning that already with 6, 7, 8 years old. And they go through the whole process, and when they're 17, 18 and they have a lot of quality, they're ready for the first team. There is only one star, and that is the team. And that is what everybody has to work for the team. When you have the ball, then you are attacking as a team. When you're losing the ball, right away you have to think defensively, and that is how you can get some good results by working as a team. The players had 4 or 5 weeks they were on vacation, so they're coming back and they are eager and they want to work. But our philosophy is to start up slowly the intensity of every practice. By us, it doesn't go about the quantity of the practices, but more on the quality. So I'm looking forward. People have to know that I'm gonna give 110%. I try to do my best, and hopefully we're going to be successful, but because I think it is time for this club. After so many years they didn't win anything, I think now it is the time to come back and win some prizes.
Coming up, Sundowns' sleek, speedy and environmentally friendly new threads. Sundowns soccer stars Kila Mpela, Teko Modise, Nyasha Mushekwi and Siyanda Ulu found out recently that they had a budding brand new career developing as models.
Basically what we're doing really today is we're shooting the players for the new Mamelodi Sundowns kit.
Nyasha, what do you think of the new kit?
The kit is nice, it's light, it's I believe technology has worked in it. It's good.
The Varsity Maize kit really, you know, it's going to be the home kit that the club will be working out, you know. The design inspiration really around the kit, it's around the Brazilian, which is basically what Mamelodi Sundowns is known as. The players were always saying to us, the high sweat area at the back of the jersey, that's where they actually struggle and the kit becomes a lot heavier. So we've got a microfiber ventilation zone of higher standards that ensures that the cooling system will be there where the players sweat very, very hard during the football game, to make sure that the kit doesn't interfere, you know, with the performance of the players.
It always feels good to wear a new kit. It's more bright than the other kit. It's lighter and it's looking good.
The brief for the photo shoot? Make an indoor cricket net look like a football stadium on match night. No sweat.
The photo shoot really today is just, we actually wanted to take it to the stadium to make sure that we can superimpose these pictures into the background of the stadium. Globally, I mean, all the other clubs like Man United, Barcelona and Arsenal are going back to the stadium where the consumer connects with the players and with their heroes.
Check, mic 2 1 2.
Bona, Teko wa Teka. Teko, which is your favorite?
Honestly, I love the blue one. That's away kit.
Look at the away kit in terms of the design inspiration. It's bold, it's different, you know, in all the other away kits that we've had. It's all about speed. It's all about making sure that the kit actually gives you that unfair advantage. Athletes are looking for a kit that's going to be lightweight, comfortable, durable.
Because it looks different with the white stripe that we're going down, and it matches as well with our socks as well.
Killer, what are your thoughts on your new look?
No, I think it's much different than the last one, and it feels more lighter. So I just hope it will help us in the field of play.
You know, Nike is always about, you know, making sure that whatever we do, we look after the environment. The kit is actually made out of 100% recycled product.
And on that environmentally green note, we bid you a fond farewell for this month. We leave you with the players' thoughts on next season.
I'm foreseeing a great season ahead of us.
We lost the league by 2 points. We have to go and fix that.
We just need to believe in ourselves, and we just need to win more games as well, to be consistent as well, because that was the main problem with us last season. So we really want to rectify that upcoming season.
It's our duty to do well for next season, try to win some trophies, especially in the league.
Sky's the limit.